I have actually been to this place before. I made a video about it. It was one sunny, windy day, and I came here to show people these murals that have been around Long Beach, Washington for quite some time, and it's an interesting place to be because it's this very small little property off of the main stretch, and there are these towers. There's 4 of them. And when I first came into town and I was really confused about what in the hell was going on with me with the prophecy thing, why was I, living in a place where I didn't want to be? How could my life have fallen apart the way that it had? And one day I was driving by and I just happened to kind of glance over and I noticed that there was something painted on a tower. So on my way back from what I was doing, I stopped off and I found this place. And this is a very sacred land. And not only has Jesus been here numerous times to help the homeless, and not only has God sent me here numerous times to help the homeless, I have found money here, gifts that have been left from other people. It became one of the first exchange stations that I ever started. And I don't know how long these towers are going to be here. And I'm going to tell you guys this again, the way that I had said before with the Seaview Cross. If you don't know, the Seaview Cross was this beautiful cross that was erected in the beach. And it was there for a couple of months, and I would go down there every day after I got done with the horses, and I would take these pictures and leave wine, and people started leaving prayer cards, and then all of a sudden, I got this feeling one day that it wasn't going to be there very long. And so I told people, I evangelized the community the best that I could, without using Facebook or anything else. I would go into businesses and I would say, have you seen the Seaview Cross? You got to go down to the Seaview Approach. Now, I haven't been there in a couple of years, but this cross ended up disappearing five or 6 days after I told everybody that it was going to be gone. So if you want to talk about sign of the times, that is one that most of you missed. So I come along and I say, look, dude, here's where Jesus is. Here's a place to worship. Here is a sacred place. Here's holy ground. Because Desiree, the neck that turns the Catholic Church out here, talked to the police officers in the sheriff's department long ago and said, please do not harass the people that go to this place to worship, because that's what they're there for. They're not there to trespass onto the property. They're not there to cause any trouble. They're simply going there to meditate or whatever. So here's what it looks like. I'll walk you real quick through it, and then I gotta get going. This, ooh, look at the moon. Oh, you can't really see it. Wait, there it is. Looks pretty. This right here is the birth of Jesus Christ. And the interesting thing about this is that when you look up at the angels, most people are like, oh yeah, that's the angel Gabriel. You can see his head and his wings, but there's actually 2 angels. For a lot of people that look can see that there's 2 angels in this mural. So you've got Mary, who was originally, her birth name was Meredith. Not Mary, M-A-R-Y, but Mary, M-E-R-I, as to separate her from Mary Magdalene. Mary, M-A-R-Y, which is a derivative of and related to the name Marie, means bitter. So not a lot of people know that. Mother Mary is always M-A-R-Y, M-A-R-Y, M-A-R-Y. But she was not born M-A-R-Y. So you move down, and you've got the baptism of Jesus with John the Baptist. John the Baptist looks very troubled, and Jesus looks very vulnerable. It's very interesting if you get closer and closer and closer. The paint and the work that went into it, how it's been preserved on these towers is just amazing. Then you move down to the not so fun part, which is the crucifixion. So you've got your Roman soldier, you've got Mary, and you can see one criminal in the back. I don't know if I can get that for you to see that or not, but one criminal in the back there we go. And then you've got Jesus on the cross with the Roman soldier, and then the coolest part, which the sun is shining on right now, which is awesome of God, thank you Dad, is the resurrection. All the way at the top of the tower, all the way down. Now, Desiree from St. Mary's knows who it is that did this mural. I really want to talk to him at some point sometime, but I'm giving this to you guys now. Maybe you can't get out here to touch this. Maybe you can't get out here to see this for yourself. So I'm making these videos, all 400 and some odd, for people who can't travel the distance to come out to the peninsula and see for yourselves. So with that said, you know, I've had a lot of people who have said, you know, screw Facebook, dude. You don't need Facebook. You need to just go onto Tumblr or go onto these other sites, because usually the people that are on these other sites are into actually having legitimate, supportive relationships with people. You know, it's not as superficial. You'll get the attention and the support and the gratitude and the love and, you know, blah, blah, blah. There's other networks that are tighter than Facebook. But I started the actual video part of my documentary with Facebook, and I'm going to end it with Facebook. So I've been telling people I really want to slow my roll and just to let everything kind of go and focus on having a normal life, but it's just not in the cards for me right now. There's too much that I have to do, too much work that I still have to do before I can just sit back, exhale, and watch the world as we know it change the way that I've said it's gonna. So anyway, hopefully this will be a place where I can bring my son at some point and show him, because Jesus is here. You can find Jesus here, right here on this property, and I have all the pictures to support exactly why it is that I am making such a declaration. Alright, let's move on.